stripes on the side. Those look good on the dogs.
I think they've got one for you at the end of the bench over there.
Oh, those look nice.
Our officials tonight, Ron Tyberski, Steve Anderson, and Matt Rafferty. There's the toss and the tap, controlled by St. Joe's, and we are underway here in Daytona Beach. Eduque Obina with a denied in the post. Lindsay with a tap away, got a deflection. Moncrief has it for Georgia, going right to left here in this first half. Going to drive down into the paint and lay it up good.
Beautiful little crossover step by M.A. Moncrief. Nice. Big man making a nice move.
Moncrief with the first points of the ball game. They feed Obina in off the front of the rim. Rebound down to St. Joseph's. 2-2 ball game. Pass intercepted in the corner by Georgia. Mardrez McBride picked it off in the corner. Feeds Lindsay. Oh, by his lonesome for a left-handed jam with one hand. Lindsay with his first basket. It's 4-2 Dogs.
They need to get the net.
He did hang it on the back end.
The officials apparently haven't noticed
this time to tie it at 4. So it's easy to see what they want to do. They want to take advantage of their size. I'm talking about St. Joe's. 4-4 ball game. And Obina at 6'10 and 245. He's touched the ball numerous times for St. Joseph's here in the first 2.5 minutes. Yeah, the net is still hung on the rim. Roberts is going to shoot at it anyway. He took care of that with a little bank shot right off the square.
It fixed. Nobody had to jump to get it.
I'm surprised they didn't stop that. They played through it. Double team on the baseline by Georgia. Almost forced a turnover by St. Joseph's. Kwachik's going to take a 3 ball that rattles out. That's no good. Roberts with the rebound in the paint for the Dogs. Right to left as we view it from here in the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach. And Roberts hangs in the air, right of the lane, forces it up, banks it in again.
And that was at an odd angle, but that was a really nice move by Terry Roberts.
8-4 Dogs with an early lead. Roberts with 4 points early. Back-to-back 20-point games for the transfer from Bradley. Comfort as he leaves the ball game. He may have taken a shot below the waist. Throw it into Frank Anselm, the big guy. Hand it off to Roberts. He drives for a pull-up 2, right side, good. Roberts, red hot coming out of the ball game. He is fireball, Chuck. 10-4, Dogs lead it.
All right, we didn't value the basketball, and then we didn't do a good job on transition, but they didn't score, so good for us.
Cario for 3, swish. Scana Energy 3 by Cario Oquendo. His first basket of the ball game. He's got 5 now, and it's 18-9 Georgia. Picks up his dribble in the backcourt, jumps and throws a high pass across the way to Roberts in an easy transition into the front side for the Dogs. 18 on the possession clock. Roberts to the rack, a little windmill, puts it up, bobbles out. Lindsay keeps it alive, and Holt rebounds. Kick it out to Abdur Rahim, misses a 3. Another offensive rebound over to McBride for 3. That's no good. Another offensive rebound by Jabri and the Dogs.
Jabri doing a great job there, but the one shot he had, he rushed it a little. Wouldn't go down for him, but did a good job on the glass.
Robert flips it back to Abdur Rahim. Another 3. That's all net. Jabri, Abdur Rahim, 3-point basket brought to you by Scana Energy. That's his first. He had 3 free throws earlier in the ball game. Now he's got 6 points, and Georgia leads it by 10.
Our big lead of the night so far.
First time in double figures. You're absolutely right. 23-13.
So far, we're keeping Reynolds off the scoreboard. That's a good thing.
That is. He's averaging over 23 a game. He's deep under the basket. His lay-in hit the underside of the rim that time. He got the rebound back, and Georgia takes it away from him. Send it up the floor. Abdur rips another 3. Jabri for 3 in the right corner. Abdur Rahim with his second straight 3-pointer. And St. Joseph's has seen enough for the time being. They call a 30-second timeout. 26-13. Dogs have zipped up to a 13-point lead. Largest of the game.
I've just figured out what their Hawk mascot's doing. He's signaling 3. He's throwing those 2
for the other team?
Yeah, for us. But he's been flapping those wings the entire game.
Well, here's what it says in the game notes about the St. Joseph Hawk. It says the Hawk is best known for staying in constant motion by flapping its wings throughout every basketball game, representing the St. Joe's motto, "The Hawk will never die."
Oh, okay.
So
well,
for 2 hours,
that guy's doing that?
well, the Hawk is.
Yeah, well, I thought he was.
He's got to flap his wings for a couple hours
Every time he threw them in the air, I thought, well, that's another 3 for us.
That may have something to do with it. The offensive rebound. We've got black shirts all around him. We'll not let him put it back up and in, and we take it away.
That's just, the Dogs are just playing aggressive defense. Really good, defense, solid, right, aggressive defense.
Almost 5 minutes to go. St. Joseph's has 13 points. Georgia leads at 26-13. Roberts to the rack underneath, draws a crowd, kick out, right corner. Hill for 3, bang!
How about that ball movement? How about that ball movement?
Justin Hill with his first 3. That's the 4th of the half on the true three-point shots. 29-13 Dogs. St. Joseph's basketball. Reynolds diagonal through the paint, pulls up. Now they dart to the basket with Fleming on the inbounds play, and Fleming down the lane will lay it up. That's his second basket of the game. He's got 5 points in the contest. Dogs with the ball and a 30-15 lead. 3:15 to go, first half. Holt jumps and hooks it up the wing to Hill, near side to Oquendo. Inside to Moncrief. Dogs move it back over to Holt in the corner. 3 ball. Good on that. Juice. Strains one. His first basket of the game, and it's 33-15 Georgia.
This ball movement is fun to watch. They whip it around so quickly.
3 ball by St. Joe. Points. M.A. will throw it in to Holt on this side. Across the way to Roberts. They want to try to trap him on the sideline. He zips the ball to Holt in the backcourt. Across the front side to Oquendo. Cario feeds it to Roberts. He penetrates, kicks out to Jabri, and he strips another 3. He rips it from the right corner. Abdur Rahim is smoking hot tonight. That's his third 3 of the half.
21-point Dog lead.
36-15. Steve Anderson was going to point for St. Joe's, and then at the last second pointed in favor of Georgia. And as Chuck said, that, as he saw it, was the right call. Dogs keep the possession. 15 on the shot clock. Roberts has it. Dribbles laterally across the half-court line. Right wing now. Goes to Holt, right back to Roberts. Fakes right, drives left with the left-hand dribble. A little fade away. Switches hands with the right and shoots and banks it in from the left side. Going towards the baseline. Wow! Roberts with 8. 38-15. That was all Terry Roberts on that possession. That's got our fans doing jumping jacks over there in the seats. That Hawks got nothing on us. St. Joe's, short shot from the left side. Greer forced it up at the end of the clock. Never even got 10 feet in the air. And the ball is knocked out of bounds at the end of the half. That's the way the half is going to end. The whistle blows. Both teams go to their locker rooms. St. Joe's coach Billy Lang going to have a word with the officials there at half court. I don't think it's their fault.
No.
Georgia's leading at 38-15 at halftime.
Yeah, none of those officials were playing defense, on his team, and they had ample opportunity, to make plays. They just didn't make them. Georgia did a great job defensively, and the Dogs also, they were on the glass. They were doing all those things. They got back in transition, and then they hit some threes. Start knocking down those threes, and that'll change the game for you in a hurry. Now, of course, what we've got to do is be concerned, and this is a legitimate concern. We're talking about Georgia, is how we come out to start the second half. And that's something that, Coach White has preached. You've got to come out that first 5 minutes, and you got to come out there and establish who's in command. And so the first 5 minutes of the second half, don't think that this thing's over just because you're up 23. Because St. Joe's, they can shoot. We've been great on Reynolds. Has he scored yet? I don't think he scored.
He's got 0.
Yeah. And this is a kid that came in averaging 23, had 32 their last time out. So the Dogs are doing the job that they need to do defensively. It's paying off on the scoreboard. Now let's come out and make sure that we reestablish command those first 5 minutes of the second half.
Georgia with a 20-2 run over the last 8 minutes of that half. They lead, as Chuck said, by 23 points, 38-15 over St. Joseph's here in the Sunshine Slam. It's halftime, and it's time for the Georgia Power Halftime Report with Luke Nadkarni standing by in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. He's got the ball next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Obina, handoff for a 3 ball. No good by Reynolds. He still hasn't made a 3. And the rebound to Georgia. Oquendo to the rack against the triple team. Misses the runner. Rebound Anselin. Kick out Hill for 3. Good! All net. Justin Hill, a Scana Energy 3. The Dogs get their first points of the second half with 16:38 to go. 41-22 Georgia, back up to a 19-point lead. Grab 100% verified tickets, and StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. Dogs trying to find their second half mojo.
Yeah, they're trying to get their confidence back. Their swagger is what we refer to it as on the basketball court, and trying to get that back. They were playing with that in the first half because shots were falling. They were getting steals. They were getting back on transition defense. All those kinds of good things that make you, feel like, hey, this is going good for us. They need to start to feel that, look, they're 13 up. Start to feel like you got the lead, like you're playing on top, and you're going to win this thing going away.
Georgia will have it, bring it up the length of the floor with Roberts through the center circle, hook pass to Lindsey at the elbow, dribbles down on the block, turn, fade, around the rim and out, no good. Quachik the rebound for St. Joseph's. Georgia can't get one to fall. We're 1 for 13 now in the second half. Obina has it in deep, underneath, pump fake, goes up and scores right at the rim. He's got 10, 8 in the second half. It's an 11-point game now. And St. Joe's has outscored us 15-3 here in the second half. 41-30. Oquendo, floater with one hand. That one goes down right inside the free throw line for Cario. His first points of the second half. He's got 8. 43-30. Georgia by 13. Quick answer by St. Joe's.
And Lindsey couldn't do anything. He had, with his foul situation, he had to just put his hands up and give ground.
43-32. The lead is 11 again. Roberts with the ball for Georgia. Turns to the rack. Throws it to Lindsey. A one-handed grab. Too deep under there for the alley-oop, so he gets it out of trouble. And they work it around the perimeter. Holt's got it on the left wing high. Right-hand dribble, now a left-hand dribble. To the basket he goes from the left side, skips it slowly along to Oquendo, along in the right corner. Pass is intercepted by Winborn, and he carries it out of bounds with him in the right corner. Dogs will have the ball, only 2 on the clock. Let's pause 10 seconds. ID, station identification, Bulldog Sports Network. Georgia only has 2 on the shot clock to get the ball in and get a shot off. Roberts will throw it in from the corner on the baseline. Throws it in underneath to Holt, but Fleming, the defender, knocks it out of bounds right there on the baseline. And 1 second ticks away on the shot clock. So now it's just 1 second on the clock. Roberts moves a little bit closer to the basket, throws it to Oquendo, catches it in midair and shoots it, rolls off the front of the rim.
Tell you what, that was a good play.
Good try, yeah, good try by the Dogs. Didn't finish, unfortunately. St. Joseph's on the other end. We whack it away from Fleming. He went to the rack and we blocked it, I think, with Holt. Oquendo's got it now, muscles it down the lane, throws it in, the banker right off the square, crashes to the floor and flexes while he's laying down on his back.
Thank goodness.
He didn't flex while he's laying on the floor. Oquendo now in double digits with 10, and he got fouled. He's going to the line for an and one opportunity.
We need Super Cario to put on one of his big finishes like we've seen him do.
You're not kidding. There's a free throw, 3-point play. He's got 11. 46-32. Still a little breathing room for the Dogs. 9:42 to go. St. Joseph's basketball. They work in the front court to our left. Winborn with a left-hand dribble. Goes by Oquendo. Fade away 2. Won't go. Hit it high off the backboard and the rim. Rebound to the Dogs. Robert has it down the middle of the floor. Terry draws a double team. Passes over to McBride. His 3 straight away. Kind of a casual 3 that rattles out. No good. Mardrez has had difficulty with that shot tonight. 46-32. He got the steal there, though. He went around Reynolds and knocked the ball away from him, and it was collected by Georgia on the baseline. Mardrez poked it away. Roberts now for Georgia. Jump stop on the block. Puts it up. Left it short. Side iron, wrestled for the rebound, lost out by St. Joe's on the baseline. It'll be the Dogs' ball. 17 on the shot clock for Georgia. 8:57 remaining in the game here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Sunshine Slam semifinal game, championship game tomorrow against UAB. Dogs will substitute. Frank Anselm comes into the game. McBride checks out. Holt, Moncrief, Anselm, Roberts, and Oquendo will be our 5 on the floor for Mike White. Terry Roberts to inbound on the baseline, left to the basket. Looks into the paint to Moncrief. Throws it in short to Anselm right in front of it. Now has it, tight ropes the far sideline and dribbles. Brown guarding him. St. Joseph's in a man-to-man, I think. Although it looks kind of like a zone. They get it into Moncrief. In deep, he leans back and scores from the left side. The ball rolled around the rim once and a half and fell through good. It's 48-32 Georgia. Moncrief with the points. His first of the half. He's got 5 in the game. St. Joseph's going to fall down with the basketball. Lynn Greer slipped and fell, but the officials bailed him out with a foul call on the Dogs. Dogs whistled for the foul. Their 4th team foul. Was that on Roberts? I think it was.
It was. It was on Terry Roberts.
Terry with his second. 16-point Georgia lead. Inbound to Brown. Wide open for a 3. Good. All net. Left of the circle in the slot on the left side. And Cameron Brown buries a 3. He's got 10 points in the game now. Dogs ball, leading by 13. It's 48-35. They missed their first 9 three-pointers tonight. They made a couple here in this half, however. There's a drive by Oquendo and a whistle and a foul.
He can do that all night. With his quickness, he gets the ball there around the free throw line and can get that half step on a defender. He can go right to it, and they got no choice but to foul him. He's either going to lay it up or he's going to dunk it, one of the two.
That was on Eric Reynolds, who has struggled tonight. That's his 4th foul. He's only got 2 points in the game. Oquendo free throw up on his toes to finish, and he buries it good. Cario with a dozen points tonight. Dogs really did a job on Eric Roberts, who came in, as Chuck pointed out, after a 32-point game in their last outing in their win over Albany, and averaging 23 a game. He's got 2 tonight and 4 fouls. So more fouls than points for Eric Reynolds. I'd say you did a pretty good job on it. Oquendo hits both foul shots. 13 for Cario. The lead back up to 15 for Georgia, 50-35. Hawks with a basketball. Greer one-handed bounce pass to Obina above the arc. Right side of the floor. They hand it off to Winborn. He slashes through the lane to the basket. Tries to score from the left side of the rim and is fouled to the floor.
That was aggressive defense, but Dogs committed the foul, so they'll shoot 2.
And they call it on Lindsey, or on Anselm. Call it on Frank Anselm, his second. And that gets us into a timeout with 7:44 remaining. Georgia 50, St. Joseph's 35. Timeout on the floor. Back to Daytona right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
This holiday, whether you're roasting a Kroger Simple Truth turkey for $40 or making a Murray's Baked Brie for $2, whether you're baking a pie with fresh Cosmic Crisp apples like Grandma's or ordering private selection cream pies when Grandma's pie is all gone, Kroger has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
'Twas right before the holidays and down BMW Road, not a driver was stressed, only good vibes flowed. Could it be because one sat in his BMW's plush leather seats or drove hundreds of miles without a slip in the sleet? Another drove far and yet was not stressed since she was cruising with intelligent GPS.
I've started guidance.
This holiday season, take on the ultimate drive when you buy a BMW 5 Series X7 or X5.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com today. Go Dogs!
No matter your favorite game day traditions, it all starts with a cup of coffee to get you ready to cheer on a Bulldogs win. Community Coffee is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, serving Bulldog Nation with rich and smooth blends crafted right here in the USA. We've supported and celebrated thriving communities like the UGA family for over 100 years, and we believe there's no better day than game day for bringing people together. Community Coffee, strong as our roots.
The Georgia lead is 15 with 7:44 to go. Scana Energy is a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. For every three-pointer scored by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. Scana Energy says, go Dogs. Christian Winborn, 6'2 freshman guard from Baltimore, at the free throw line for St. Joseph's. Second trip to the line tonight. He's 0 for 1 so far. And 1 for 6 at the line this season.
I like those percentages.
Right-handed shooter, ball's in the air, and doink, right off the rim, no good.
I see why.
One more. 50-35, Dogs lead with 7:44 to play. Second free throw, kicks off the back of the rim, rebounds left. Moncrief chases it down for Georgia.
So that would be 1 for 8 for the year, correct?
That's correct, yes. Your math is good.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Oh, you are strong, wise one. 50-35, the Dogs lead. Georgia basketball with Holt. Penetrate, kick out to Oquendo. We move it around to Anselm inside the arc and then back to Hill. Hill looks at the three, thought about it, passes it off on the baseline instead. Moncrief in the air, up and under, reverse lay-in, goes straight up and down. Nowhere near the basket, and St. Joseph's going to take away the basketball. Now foul called on Hill on the other end. Winborn tried to drive, and Hill with a block foul. That's his first, 6th team foul on the Bulldogs. And St. Joseph's will inbound, front court, far sideline, right next to their bench. 7:08 remaining. They're down 15. They have not led tonight. Georgia had a big 23-point halftime lead. And St. Joseph started the second half on a 13-3 run. Partially blocked on the jumper by Greer, a long two. Dogs got a piece of it. It comes up short. We catch the ball out of the air under the basket.
Yeah, and the Hawks are just in the Hawks. The Dogs are just in no hurry right now. They can't blame them.
Oquendo's in a hurry to the rack as he explodes off the wing and drives. He gets fouled as his shot rolls over the iron, no good. And they call an offensive foul on the Dogs. They call that one on Anselm. That's his third and the team's 7th.
The referee explaining to Mike White, in fact demonstrating to Mike White exactly what the foul was.
So now St. Joseph's will be in the bonus. Although their free throws need some work. 1 for 7 tonight. 15-point Georgia lead. The Dogs have not been an offensive juggernaut here in the second half. Just 12 points for the Dogs here in the half with 6.5 minutes to play. Reynolds has just 2. He reverses his position from the baseline, curls around towards the foul line on the dribble. The Dogs reach in and called for a foul. Georgia fans didn't like that. So foul number 8 on the Dogs.
You know what? We got a few in the stands tonight here. We got pretty good representation here in Daytona.
Reynolds will go to the free throw line for St. Joseph's. 6'2", sophomore guard, 93% from the line. Not the guy we probably want to put on the line. So they're 1 for 7 from the stripe tonight. We'll see if Reynolds can change their luck a little bit as Georgia subs. Moncrief out, Abdur Rahim back in. Roberts and Hill are going to be on the floor at the same time. Free throw by Reynolds is good for St. Joseph's. That's only his 3rd point, still 20 below his average. It's a 14-point Georgia lead, 50-36. Now it's a 13-point lead, 50-37, as Reynolds connects on both foul shots. Quachik back in. Kacper Kłacik, 6'8", 230, a sophomore from Poland. He's a forward. He's in to chase Jabri all around the floor. Dogs possession, 18 on the shot clock. Hill behind the back, brings the dribble through the legs. Kick back to Abdul Rahim, over to Oquendo. Drives inside the foul line, leans in for the one-hander, hangs in the air and misses the jumper, but he got fouled. They call that one on Kłacik, his first. Fifth on St. Joseph's. That puts Cario at the free throw line. 2 shots coming for Oquendo. And Cario tonight, 3 for 3 from the line. Right-hander from Titusville, Florida. Now he's 4 for 4 from the line as he connects all net. And Georgia's lead is back up to 14, 51-37. 6:06 remaining in the game. Reynolds comes back in after a short breather. Obina, the big guy, out for St. Joseph's. Oquendo up on his toes again, connecting. 5th straight foul shot.
That's some clutch free throw shooting by Cario. They just hit a couple of free throws to get it to 13. Cario gets to the line, says, nope, we're taking it back to 15.
Oquendo actually has missed one tonight. He's 6 of 7. I wasn't looking at his first half numbers. He was 1 for 2. 52-35. Georgia leads by 15. And the Dogs with a steal. Kłacik with a bad pass, and Roberts got a hand on it. Deflected the ball away to a teammate. Georgia with a takeaway and the basketball. 5:43, now less than that, remaining here in Daytona, and we've got a whistle down on the baseline. We got a foul on Kłacik for St. Joseph's. That's his second. That's number 6 on the Hawks from Philadelphia. Juice Holt in the game to throw the ball into Roberts. Terry with a dribble, puts his back to the defender, dribbles around the defender. They switch defenders. Kłacik is on Roberts now. Drives inside. They knock him to the floor. No whistle. Kłacik with the rebound.
An intentional foul on Terry Roberts. They're going to call him for kicking.
Yep, extended the leg and caused Kłacik to trip and fall. And the intentional is called on Roberts. So that's going to put Kłacik at the free throw line. All by himself down on the left end of the floor. Clock stopped with 5:26. 2 shots for Kacper Kłacik. Right-handed shooter, free throw, rattles out, no good. Well, the only free throw shooter of any significance they've had tonight was Reynolds a few moments ago. He made both of his. And Kłacik makes 1 of 2. And they are now 4 for 11 from the line. And they'll get the basketball. And the lead is down to 14 again. 38 points for St. Joe's. They had only 15 at intermission. Georgia's only scored 14 here in the half. We've been outscored 23-14 here in the second half. 52-38 is our score. Dogs can survive for another 5 minutes and 20 seconds. They'll be in the championship game tomorrow afternoon. Traveling is the call on Kłacik in the paint. Tried to spin out of a double team.
Yeah.
And got called for the walk. Turnover by St. Joseph's. That's their 12th of the game. 14-point lead for Georgia, and they get possession of the basketball. Holt, Hill, Oquendo, Roberts, and Anson. The 5 that Mike White is going with right now. 5:10 on the clock. Roberts with the ball along the half-court line. Fires a pass right side to Oquendo. Tried to pass it out. They double-team him. Shoved the pass right back to him. He's pivoting, trying to get away from the defender. Now finally a little lob over to Holt, left side of the floor. 9 on the shot clock. Brown chasing Juice all over the floor. Juice dribbles down the lane. He runs. He may have traveled. Check the whistle. They're going to call a foul on St. Joseph's, I think. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. It looked like Holt took an extra step, but they didn't call it that way. They called the foul instead on the Hawks. That was on Greer, I think. Is that what they said?
That's their 7th team foul, so let's see if they're giving him 2.
Holt's free throw is all net. Jusan Juice Holt, 6'7" transfer from Alabama. Tacoma, Washington is listed as his hometown. Played his high school ball at a private school in Georgia, St. Francis High School in the Alpharetta area, I believe. Got another free throw coming. That's his first point of the second half. And this for his 5th point of the game. Ball's in the air by the right-hander, rattles out, and then back in. Good.
That's a 16-point lead, and right now the clock is Georgia's friend.
54-38, Dogs with 4:49 to go. Anselm checks out of the ball game. M.A. Moncrief back in for the Dogs. Hawks basketball into the front court. Greer left of the lane, slides to a stop, passes out front to Reynolds. He works against Holt, drives inside. It's the little bank shot to fall. They blow the whistle on the Dogs. It's a 3-point opportunity for Eric Reynolds. Blocking foul whistled on the Dogs. Reynolds with his 2nd basket of the game, now with 6 points, looking for number 7 at the line.
At the line, Eric Reynolds, 1 shot.
The and 1 by the 93% foul shooter is good. Reynolds now with 7, all of them in the second half. And it's 54-41. The lead is 13. Pass into the front court from Holt to Moncrief is deflected away and chased down and saved by St. Joe's in the far corner. Now they're back up into the front court, left end of the floor. Reynolds with the drive, the spin off the glass is good, and another foul on the Dogs. And we're just trying to stay above the water here in the second half as Reynolds is starting to get into the act now. He's got 9.
They did such a great job on him in the first half. Shut him out, pitched the shutout against him first half, and now he's getting hot.
This will make it a 10-point game if he hits it, and he does, and it is. Reynolds with all 10 of his points here in the second half. He averages 23 a game. And St. Joseph's getting a little life on their bench. And that Hawk mascot is flapping a little faster over there at the end of the bench now. He's been flapping his wings the whole game. Pressure in the backcourt by St. Joseph's. Throw it to M.A., middle of the floor. They swipe at it. He lobs it back to Roberts, who spins away from the defender. Winborn trying to guard Roberts at half court. Terry dribbles to the foul line. They double him. Pass goes to Hill, right wing. Hill jump stop in the edge of the paint. Over to Mardrez for 3. Rattles off the rim. No good. Rebound. Tap to St. Joe's. Here go the Hawks. Winborn with the ball. Slashes through the lane. Gets it back on the wing now. He backs it up. Feeds Greer, half court. 3:40 to go. It's a 10-point Georgia lead. St. Joseph's hasn't led all night. And Billy Lang, their head coach, wants to call a time in the middle of the possession.
Wow.
We'll call a timeout.
We've gone cold from the floor, that's for sure.
32nd time. Will this be the under 4 time? It will. So it turns into a media timeout with Georgia leading 54-44. St. Joe's ball when we come back. 3:37 remaining. Back to Daytona Beach, Florida after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Core Power is the official protein drink of Georgia basketball. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Recover and build lean muscle with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia basketball.
Go Dogs, sick 'em. Whether they're on the road or the home court, my family and I get loud and proud whenever the Dogs are unleashed. In this basketball season, Scana Energy is part of all the action as a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So join my family and Scana in cheering on the Dogs to glory this season. Sign up with Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/GoDogs for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
Want more exclusives and behind-the-scenes Bulldogs content, more game highlights, mic'd ups, and original programming? Search for the Georgia Bulldogs All Access channel on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Georgia Bulldogs All Access, your official inside connection to Georgia football and all Georgia Bulldogs sports.
Georgia fans, college basketball is back, so grab your friends in a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game. Whether you're at the bar with fellow dogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis and go Dogs! Dos Equis, proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2022, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Time for a second half recap brought to you by Regions. Get your Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card by going to regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. St. Joe's has been hacking away at our 23-point halftime lead the entire second half. They've whittled it down to 10 right now. Georgia has no field goals in the last 5 minutes and 6 seconds. And shooting just 4 of 21 in the second half, 19% in the second half. St. Joseph's at 55% from the field, 11 of 20. And they have outscored us by 13 points in this half, but only 3:37 remains, and Georgia's still up double digits. Hawks with the ball, and there's a steal by Holt. Jumps in the air and steals a lob pass on the far side of the floor.
Well, we needed that.
Juice with a big play for the Dogs defensively. Roberts has the ball just inside the half-court line, far sideline of the floor. Roberts with a right-hand dribble. Drags across the top of the key, kills the dribble on the right wing. Moncrief with the pass. Goes back to Roberts, 8 on the shot clock. Terry, 6 feet behind the three-point line. Through the lane, over to Holt. Fakes the 3, shoots with 1, and too much on it. Hit the far side of the rim. 1 and out for the Dogs, but they used all the clock. St. Joe's driving with Greer in the paint, and a foul whistled under the basket against the St. Joe's guard, and that's going to be on the Dogs.
You know what? I know Juice missed that shot, but I liked what he did. He faked the 3 and then got the defender by him and stepped in closer. It was a 2, but stepped in closer to get a better shot.
Greer at the line now. Fouls on Roberts. That's his 4th. Lynn Greer, the transfer from Dayton. Free throw. All net. Good. His first point of the half. He's got 3 in the game. 75% free throw shooter. And for the first time in forever, it's a single-digit lead for Georgia. The lead is at 9, 54 to 45. Now 54 to 46. Down to 8 points with 2:55 to go. Defensive pressure in the backcourt by St. Joseph's. They chase the ball all over the place. Roberts skips it along the half-court line to Hill, far side of the floor. Got a screen from Moncrief. Hill wants to drive, now curls around top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Hill with the ball near half court. They double him on the far sideline. Awkward pass to Moncrief, to Roberts. Give it back to Moncrief. Penetrate, kick out Hill for 3. Good! Right at the horn. Big shot. Justin Hill. Scana Energy 3 brings a little rain for the Dogs.
Wow. That may have been the dagger right there.
Third 3 of the game by Justin Hill, and quickly Mike White calls a timeout, a 30-second time to stop the clock with 2:25 to go.
He wants to make sure now that he lets them know you don't let them come down and get a quick bucket. You get back there, you get set up, get your defense, make sure that we get what we want defensively.
Well, they had whittled the lead down to 8. The closest it had been in since early in the first half, and that 3 just put it back up to 11. With 2:25 remaining in the ball game, 57-46 Georgia. After a superior first half, defensively especially, Georgia's defense was off the chart good in the first 20 minutes. But St. Joe's has had a bounce back, recovering here in the second half and trying to whittle away at that 23-point halftime deficit. See if the Dogs can hang on. 1-3-1 for the Dogs. Mike White has had success with that defense. Winborn attacks it from the left side. Reverse lay-in from the left side is good. He used the glass. Winborn with his first field goal of the half. 4 points in the game. Now they press in the back. 2 minutes to play. Moncrief loses a high pass in the front court, chases it down to save it. Dogs have the possession, 57-48. Georgia's lead is 9. Roberts dribbles between the circles. Quatchett gets right on him. Hand check, kind of pestering him. Roberts runs through the lane, tries to hook it up, going against his body, good! Roberts, huge basket, first of the half. He's got 10. Georgia's lead is 11 again, 59-48. 1:34 remaining here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Reynolds with the ball, splits a double team, dribbles inside, blocked by Oquendo as he goes up from the left side of the rim.
Yeah, Cario pulled one of those, let him go by me. You remember how Nick Claxton used to do that? Cario let him go by him and then took it from behind, just blocked it.
And I think Reynolds just fouled out of the game. Pushing foul.
St. Joseph's foul number 2, Eric Reynolds, 5th person.
After he lost the shot on the block, Georgia had the rebound, was trying to run out, and Reynolds was called for a push. And Georgia's going to shoot the bonus down on the other end of the floor with the clock stopped at 1:24. 59-48. Dogs lead is 11. Team huddled up around Mike White. And the assistant coaching staff right now get a quick timeout in after the foul out by Eric Reynolds, who had 0 points in the first half after averaging 23 a game through their first 3 games. He finished the game with 10. It kind of helped spark their mini run here in the second half, but that last foul was his 5th, and it puts Moncrief on the line for the Dogs. M.A. up on his toes, free throw, all net. Good for M.A. Moncrief, the transfer from Oklahoma State. That's his first free throw of the season. Correction, that's his third. His first free throws of the season were tonight, but that's his 3rd and 4th of the season. And he's 3 for 4 from the line. 61-48. Georgia leads. And Winborn with an acrobatic play quickly.
That was a very smart play by Winborn. He took the ball right at M.A., then got him in the air, used his body to draw the foul, and then just kissed it off the glass. Very well done.
1:17 to go. Winborn's basket is good, and he's got an and one opportunity here. The foul was on, I think he called it on Ansel. That's the 4th on Frank. Winborn, 6'2" freshman guard. He makes that free throw, which he didn't do earlier. That's his first make of the night. It's a 10-point lead for the Dogs. 1:17 to play. 61-51 Georgia. St. Joseph's a lot more aggressive here in the second half, especially defensively. They match up man-to-man now. They guard the inbound pass. Obina throws it into Roberts. They double him quickly.
And fortunately fouled him.
Yeah, because he threw it away from Hill. It went out of bounds, but they called the foul first, a pushing foul on St. Joseph's.
And Scott, this gets back to what I was talking to you about, 2 games ago, where, this is the point in the game where we got to find out, who do we want the ball in whose hands at this point in the game, doing exactly what Terry Roberts has got to do now, go to that free throw line and knock down clutch free throws.
Mike White using his bench frenetically all night long. It's been like a turnstile over there. Roberts misses the front end of the bonus on the free throw. St. Joe's with the basketball. Greer mishandles a high dribble, bounced up high off the floor. He tried to palm it and save it, lost it out of bounds on the left end. They were trying to run the break, and Greer just turned it over, mishandled the dribble. Georgia gets a break there with 67 seconds to go. Lewis Bleachmore is in the game to guard the inbounds. M.A. Moncrief will throw it in for the Bulldogs down to our left. Fake the pass into Roberts, throw it into Justin Hill instead. He's doubled on the baseline, and they foul him. Stop the clock with 1:05 to go.
So let's see how Justin fares at the line.
Dogs at the stripe tonight, 83%, 15 of 18. Roberts missed the last attempt there a few seconds ago. 61-51, Dogs by 10. 65 seconds remaining. Winner advances to tomorrow's 4 o'clock championship game against UAB. Hill, free throw, good. Justin Hill, the Longwood University transfer, has 10 in the game. Juice Holt in for Moncrief, who goes out. Hill gets a second free throw for the Bulldogs. Pushes it up with the right hand, all net, good. Hill buries them both. The lead is 12 for Georgia, 63-51. 65 seconds to go. St. Joe's bounces it in, no pressure in the backcourt. So Greer will let it roll, almost a half court. Holt lunges at him. Greer picks it up, drives. They move the ball around. Winborn for three, left wing, too deep, no good. Long rebound. There's a jump for it. There's a battle for the loose ball. Still scrambling on the floor. St. Joe's goes to the floor. McBride goes to the floor and ties him up. Dogs have the arrow. Bleachmore was on the floor for St. Joseph's, and McBride got down on the floor as well for the Dogs and tied him up, and Georgia has the possession with 50.7 seconds to go. I've never felt a 12-point lead feel more uncomfortable.
Isn't that funny how that works?
Felt good about that 23-point lead at the half.
Yeah, well,
but now it's 12. St. Joseph scrambling in the backcourt, chasing down Hill, who took the inbounds from Holt, and now they foul him.
Well, you see who we put whose hands we put the ball in. The guy that just been to the line and knocked down two.
And Hill will go back to the line now. That's the 10th team foul, so it's an automatic 2 here for the last 47 seconds. And Justin Hill with 11 points in the game. Free throw, he left that one short, hit the front of the rim. We've pulled everybody off the foul lane except for Hill. St. Joe's has 3 guys there. Now they've got a 4th. But Hill is in unfriendly territory at the free throw line there, all by his lonesome. Free throw, good. Made 1 out of 2. 12 points for Hill. And some good free throws down the stretch. 64-51 Dogs. St. Joseph's with the basketball. Greer attacks, left-hand dribble, pump fake under the basket, puts it up and in after Oquendo got in the air. Greer converts to make it an 11-point lead. Tried to throw it into Roberts. There's some contact there, and a foul is called on St. Joseph's.
And it must be getting a little chippy out there. You see the officials step in immediately between them.
That's between Greer and Roberts. They were in there to split those two apart immediately. It's not that anything was really done. Terry's going to the free throw line for the Dogs with his team up 11, 34 and a half seconds remaining. Free throw number 1, good, all net. Just steps up there, eyeballs it, and buries it. 11 points for Roberts.
He doesn't think about it much, does he?
Nope. And he made them both. He's got a dozen points in the game, only 4 in the second half. 34.6 to go. St. Joe's let the ball roll all the way into the front court. Now they pick it up. The clock begins to tick. 66-53 Dogs. Backdoor feed to Bleachmore. Couldn't handle the pass, but Georgia got a hand on it somewhere in there, says the official. Knocked it over the baseline. It's going to be St. Joe's basketball. Dogs bench wants them to look at it.
And they should.
They're going to look at that one.
Yeah. I don't know how you missed that, but it looked to me it was clearly that they knocked it out of bounds.
They're going to review the play. I think this might be our first look at the officials' backside tonight as they review the play across the way. They'll bend over the scores table and look at the video monitor. 66-53. Georgia by 13 with 29.3 seconds to go. And they are reviewing an out-of-bounds call. They have awarded the ball to St. Joseph's, so we don't have a video monitor where we are, and there's no big screen here in the lovely Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. Just a scoreboard at each end. So we'll wait to find out what the determination is from the trio of officials across the way.
I'll say this. there must be some doubt. They're taking a long look at it.
Our 3 officials tonight: Ron Tyberski, Steve Anderson, and Matt Rafferty. And the headphones come off. Now brief discussion and St. Joe's basketball. Don't know if that was a confirmation or the call stands because we didn't have video evidence.
Because we're hungry and we want to get out of here.
Well, there's a concession stand right behind the curtains to the right over there.
Yeah. You've seen the prices at that concession stand?
I have. That's why you're hungry. So the Hawks will inbound on the baseline, right of the basket. Greer looks, throws it in a high between the circles over to Kwachik. He sends it right to Cameron Brown for a 3. That hits the front of the rim. That's short on the 3 ball. The Dogs rebound. Shot clock is off. Less than 20 seconds to go.
And they're going to let it go.
And the Dogs don't have to shoot again, and St. Joseph's doesn't have to defend anymore. And Georgia survives here in the first round. The Dogs are going to win this ball game. When the final 3 seconds tick away, Terry Roberts will dribble it out, shake hands with the opposition. Dogs a winner. There's your final, 66-53. Georgia knocks off St. Joe's, and the Bulldogs will face UAB and Andy Kennedy's Blazers tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock in the championship game here in Daytona Beach in the Sunshine Slam.
And Scott, you and I came over early. We watched UAB in their win over South Florida, and I got to tell you, we got our work cut out for us tomorrow night. UAB is big, they're athletic, and they shoot well. So it'll be a challenge tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the championship game. But what we saw this Georgia team tonight in the first half it was the best half of basketball I've seen this Georgia team play so far in the early going of this season. But what we have to remember now is that these guys are still kind of getting their feet wet as far as playing with each other, and the coaching staff finding out, exactly what combinations work where. But it worked. And we got out of here with a win. And here's Justin Hill joining us. Justin, congratulations, pal.
Appreciate it.
Hey, yeah.
There's no real way to make the best of the worst. We are sentenced at birth unto a prison we still call the earth. Pre-adolescent mind records and stores all that they see, feel, and hear. The actions of adulthood at best are carried out in fear. Figure of neglect stands above the shape of innocence. It comes to insecurities and issues cruel punishment. Unqualified, socially identified symbols of poverty entitled to our cognizance.
B. And half stolen by Leslie, all alone for some showtime. Oh, a reverse slam. Oh, a windmill. Dominique